As someone with less than 100 hours on Crusader Kings 3, I would consider myself a noob, and my achievements reflect that. With less than 3% of all total achievements in the game, I am ashamed to call myself a player. Today is the day to fix things. I'm going to be attempting to get the Emerald Isle achievement, which is to conquer all of Ireland. However, that's a little too easy for someone of my caliber, so I'm going to make this a little bit harder. I have to do this all in one lifetime. The maximum amount of customization points you can have to still have achievements is 400. So to optimize my character, I'm going to be focusing more on skills than traits. I gave them 10 diplomacy, 20 martial, 15 stewardship, 5 intrigue, 5 learning, and 15 prowess. I'm going to be more focusing on the martial side of this so I can get this done as quickly as possible while minimizing the amount of diplomacy and intrigue I'm going to be doing in the campaign. I'm going to be going down the martial lifestyle path because some of the perks that you can unlock are going to make battles easy. The chivalry focus is going to be used because the +5 advantage is going to also help trivialize some of these battles later down the road. I'm also starting in the year 867 because England is a lot more fractured in that era, so I can focus on taking Ireland without having to worry about England trying to vassalize me. The next step is to procure a strong alliance through a marriage. My hand is currently eligible, so I was looking for a strong contender, maybe somewhere in France or Germany. However, not a single person was eligible. I looked for so long and I could not find a single good candidate. It took me a while to finally find someone who had an okay military for me to ally myself with. I finally married a lady called Gormalak Nik Conel, did not pronounce that right, who was the daughter of an Irish lord. This is actually going to be useful because maybe I can try and build an alliance with them. It is going to play into my strategy of simply declaring war on someone, immediately getting my daddy into it, and then we destroy them. He only had about 1,000 troops, but this should be fine to take care of some of the smaller Irish vassals. Now it's time to get into our first real war. We're going to be going up against a neighboring lord of ours for the earldom of Thormond. There was a multiple different ways that we could kind of attack this, but we're going to choose the Conquer County because it only costs about 15 piety. Due to our vassal, we should absolutely smoke them, 1,700 troops versus 900. I was incredibly afraid to fight this lord, so I called in Big Daddy. Turns out I didn't even need them. In the first engagement, my 600 men defeated their 900, and we managed to capture the enemy leader, winning the war with one battle. We've now doubled our kingdom size, it's on to the next one. After a bit of time where I just managed the realm, I increased control in the county, I had a kid, I decided it's time to now declare war once more. I invaded a neighboring realm, the Duchy of Connacht, for the county of Mayo. Some enemy troops moved to attack my capital, so I decided to bring my men down and attack. But the game decided that the best course was to sail my men around Ireland, so I got the disembark penalty, and even though I outnumbered them by almost 100 men, my men got slaughtered, crushed, destroyed. So I did what any good ruler would do. I called in Big Daddy, and we absolutely destroyed them. Another county is mine. I decided it was time to marry off my daughter to try and get another good alliance. I decided to betroth her to Ragnar Hastings to get a juicy 4,000 extra troops through my alliance. This should help in the wars to come. I was looking a little low on prestige, so I decided to host a hunt. Unfortunately, I caught nothing. Still got some fame though, so it was worth it. I spent a little bit of time getting enough gold so I could create the Duchy of Munster. This is going to be really important because this gives me a higher level title, so I can now make smaller counties my vassals. There's also another step to creating the Kingdom of Ireland. I would go on to make the County of Ormond my vassal. Also, somewhere along the way I picked up the County of Leinster. Don't know where I got that, can't remember. Never mind, I do remember. It was right here, and I absolutely destroyed them. Okay, let's see if I can offer this guy vassalage. Oh, I can't? Dang it, why not? What the f***? Ignoring that, it is now time to declare war for the earldom of Ossory. Although I had to take a brief pause during the war to name my son and heir, I think naming him Murchad is a good choice. We absolutely obliterated the enemy army and seized a couple of their castles, getting us the W. It is now time to declare war on another neighboring kingdom. This time it is going to be a holy war for the High Chiefdom of Munster. This is going to give us the county of Leon if we win. A couple battles and sieges later, and the war was ours. To create the Kingdom of Ireland, I needed one more duchy title, so I decided to create the Duchy of Leinster. Because I was over my personal domain limit, I decided to graciously give away some land. Now it's time to add some new people to my council, and declare war on another Irish county. We absolutely demolished them in the first battle. And that did bring us to a war score of 100, but I was feeling a little cheeky, so I decided to siege their capital as well. Oh shoot, some dude wants the county of Mayo, and they have twice the amount of soldiers that we do. Oh shoot, looks like we just won. I guess that he never decided to press his claim and I just won because I held the domain. That war was so insignificant, like 40 people died. I never even knew I was fighting in it. There was also another war that I didn't know I was fighting. I crushed their first army instantly and I believe I won. A little bit later, I received a call to war from an allied duke of mine who wants me to join him on a raid for captives against the enemy kingdom of Asterus. Unfortunately, I had to say fuck you to my ally. I am not doing that. And then less than a year later, the peasants in my realm decided to rebel. How shameful. How shameful. So naturally, I had to slaughter every last one of those dirty swine down to the man. They need to know that I am their leader, not them. How dare they try and rebel against their glorious, gracious ruler. Now that I finally have the money, it's time to create the Kingdom of Ireland. Now that I have the kingdom title, I managed to vassalize High Chieftain Aid MacNeil of Meath. Hey look, I got the achievement. Game over, right? I mean, the video is done. I got the Emerald Isle. Wrong! This video is not over until I've conquered every single Irish county in the game. Although I'm too much of a coward to do it now. So, time to get some allies or build out my army. First step, get more champions. I need some strong alliances if I'm going to take Ireland, so I betrothed my two sons to some daughters who gave me 2,500 troops and 1,400 troops respectively, almost doubling my army. Now it's time to declare war to get some Irish lands. This should go rather easily considering I have 7,800 troops and he only has 5,000. The first battle was 2,600 of my troops against 1,800 of his. Naturally, I won quite easily. The next battle was 2,600 against 1,600, and that was a decisive victory for me as well. So far the war has gone nicely. That's 2 major victories with minor casualties. I've reached a war score of 50%, and I'm about to siege one of their holdings. Now it's time to take another one of their holdings. That's another easy win for Ireland. Time to declare war on another kingdom for the county of Dyflin. If I can take this one, that just leaves one last Irish county before I take the entire island. Starting off strong by capturing one of their holdings, then I move forward to crush them in a land battle. One of their armies are trying to be cheeky and take one of my holdings, so I just had to absolutely demolish them. After a couple of small skirmishes, I managed to get the war score up to 100 and win the war. I spent the next 3 years just consolidating my realm and kind of doing whatever to get myself more gold, prestige, and piety, until I found 1,700 enemy troops on my island. Somehow, I'd gotten myself involved in a war that I had no knowledge of. Someone was trying to attack me. I need to put them down, which I did quite easily. More and more warriors came pouring in until I had to face 2,000 men. With 3,000 I thought I would win easily, but I was massacred. For the next fight, it was 2,000 of mine against 600 of theirs. And once again, I was utterly crushed. I had no idea why this had happened until I looked. My commander had died like 3 days before the battle. I'd taken some heavy losses, so I called in some allies. Now that I'd appointed a commander, I'm actually able to win battles with a 5-to-1 advantage. Now I just have to wait to finish retaking my capital, and the war score should flip in my direction. I moved up north to catch an army of about 1,000 men, defeating them and gaining about 10% war score. My next battle was a quick one, but it did get me into the positive side for the war score. Oh damn, Someone else wants Ireland. As I'm in the middle of a war, this is not going to be fun. Unfortunately, I still have to crush them. Also, somehow there was a peasant uprising that happened. I don't remember that happening. They're also very insignificant, so maybe I just forgot about it. I won a couple more battles, sieged some more holdings, and I was able to win a war that I don't really remember which one it is, but I won it, so I either gained some land or I kept some land. Here is the moment. Wales currently has 7,800 men and is controlling the county of Ulster, the last county I need to win this challenge. I only have 6,000 men, almost 1,800 less, but I have double the gold. Hopefully with this, I'll be able to buy some mercenaries or just be better at the game, and I'll be able to get this county. To get a little bit more men, I hired a sellsword company, and this should level the playing field just a little bit. As I marched to take one of their holdings, one of their armies disembarked and attacked me. Now, in Crusader Kings 3, you get a penalty for disembarking, as I mentioned before. So, even though it was 4,000 versus 3,000, I still dominated them. Unfortunately, they then gathered another army, came at me with 1,000 more troops, and I lost. This was a disastrous loss for me. They took many valuable prisoners, such as my son and heir. We went from a positive 38% war score to negative 60. That battle completely obliterated any hopes of winning. I had lost far too many men, and their army was too powerful. I was forced to surrender. Vowing to get my revenge, I married off one of my children to the King of Sweden to get a juicy 7,000 troops. Although I technically have a truce, I don't care. It's time for round 2. The first battle is going quite well, if I do say so myself. Oh no, my alliance is gone. Oh, I'm so sad my daughter-in-law is dead. Oh, another alliance gone. I'm so sad that my daughter's dead. How terrible. At this moment, we are losing the war, so I'm gonna have to win a couple more battles and sieges to try and get that war score up. And I intend to do that. We have one siege down and a couple good battles under our belt. Another holding siege, and this one is going to flip our war score to the positive. I'm just going to speed this section up. We won some battles and we captured some more holdings, getting our war score up to positive 62%. After a couple more insignificant battles, it's time for one last battle to win the war. Scratch that, it looks like just by holding some of those provinces, we managed to get to a 100% war score, getting us all of Ireland. Thank you guys so very much for watching this video all the way through. I had a great time making this video. It was really fun. If you have any more Crusader Kings 3 challenges to give me, I am all ears. I am down to make more content. I really enjoyed making this video. However, be warned, I don't own any of the DLCs because I am poor. And with that, unfortunately, this video is over.